Hi guys, welcome to our channel. So in today's tutorial, I'll be teaching you how to make this beautiful milkmaid crop top. Okay, so here are samples of what we have, and I went ahead to recreate mine. And as you can see, this is what mine looks like. This is it. I love the outcome, and it can be styled in 4 different ways. Here is the off shoulder, and the sleeve is looking like a two-step sleeve. And here, this is without, if you don't want it an off shoulder, it can be styled this way. And also it can be styled this way. Just go ahead and raise this sleeve to your shoulder, or you can make it an off shoulder as well if you don't want it that way. So these are the 4 different ways you can style this. So guys, if you are interested in knowing how I achieve this, do not forget to hit on the like and the subscribe button. Watch this video, share these videos, and always turn on your notification bell so you can get update from us whenever we post a new video. So guys, let's get straight into the video. So guys, I'm just going to take my shoulder measurements, and the shoulder measurement I'm working with is 14 divided by 2 is 7. So I've gone ahead to mark 7, and from that point I'll go down by 1 inch to get my shoulder slope, and I also want to mark 2.5 inch to connect to the 1 inch that I just came down from to get my shoulder slope. Okay, so the next thing, I went ahead to mark my bust points from your shoulder to your nipple, and I have 9.5. So just go ahead and mark 9.5, and also you are going to place your tape from the shoulder and mark your shoulder to your under bust, and my shoulder to under bust is 12.5. Okay, so just go ahead and connect like so. Also, I'm going to take my full length. For this top, I'll be using 17. So go ahead and mark your length. So I've just gone ahead to mark this. Can you see? So here is my shoulder, my bust point, my under bust, and also my half length or the waistline. So from the bust point, I'll go up by 1.5 to get my chest line. Just go ahead and connect like so. I'm just going to mark chest, that's my chest line. So I'm going to be marking my shoulder measurement, that is 7, on my chest line, so that I can get my armhole line. Okay, so from the distance, you're going to get the midpoint from the distance from the shoulder slope to your chest line, and from that point you go in by 0.5 inch. Also, you're going to divide your bust measurement by 4. Whatever you have, you mark on your chest line, and you're going to connect the 3 lines with your curve. So that's our armhole curve. So guys, on at the under bust, I'm going to impute my bust span, which is 7 divided by 2 is 3.5. I just went ahead to mark 3.5 on my bust points and on my half length so that I can mark a straight line. So guys, the next thing I went ahead to do, so for the dart intake, I'm going to be going in by half of an inch. So go ahead and mark half of an inch on both sides, and now from the bust point I'll come down by 1 inch. Okay, so go ahead and connect from that point to your half length, just like you see me doing. This is our dart intake for this, which is 1 inch. So guys, after I was done doing that, this it's an off shoulder dress, so I want it 6 inches off. I just went ahead to mark 6 inch. You can use between 6 or 5 inch, but if you want it really low, you can use 7. So that's going to be my new shoulder line. So what I'll do, I'm just going to connect from my armhole line with your curve, because this looks like a corset, so you're just going to give that corset shape. So just connect from the armhole point to your under bust. Okay, and also if you notice, it has an opening at the center front, so just go in by half of an inch. And also this actually depends on how big or wide you want this to be. I just marked 2 inch, so you just go ahead and connect like you see me doing, because we are going to be cutting off that place. So from this other point, I'm just going to go in by 1 inch so that it will serve as a guide for me to get my curve. So don't make this too curvy. So just place it the way I did mine, and that was all. So guys, the next thing I went ahead to do, I'm going to be adding my seam allowance, and the seam allowance that I'm using is 1.5. Okay, so you go to your waistline, your waist divided by 4, mine is 6.5. So you're going to replace the 1 inch dart intake. So 1 inch dart intake, replace it and add your one seam allowance, which is 1.5. So guys, I'm going to connect from the chest line to my waistline, and this is what it looks like. So guys, I will just go ahead and cut through the lines. Watch what I'm doing. Just go ahead and cut this out. Okay, so we are going to use this pattern to cut the back first before cutting the front. So go ahead and mark 1.5 inch. This is going to serve as the zipper allowance. Just get this down. Okay, so you're just going to write, this is our zipper allowance. So you're going to place this, the front, on this new paper, and I'm just going to trace it. Just watch what I'm doing. If you don't understand what I'm saying, just go ahead and trace this out. We'll be using the front to cut the back pattern. So this method is actually easier and it's better. Okay, so I will just go ahead and mark this out properly. This is what you should have. Okay, so guys, this is it. Just go ahead and trace this out. So guys, the next thing I went ahead to do, if you want the neck to be lower, you can decide to come down by 1 inch, or you can leave it straight if you want this. So on the waist, I'm just going to go in by 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch, because we want to avoid bugginess around the zipper area. So just go ahead and connect it like you see me doing. So guys, this is it. I'll just go ahead and cut out. Here is our back pattern. Okay, so this is what you should have. And also for the darts, remember my bust span is 3.5. Go ahead and mark 3.5, that is 7 divided by 2. So you're going to connect straight. Okay, then remember the dart intake is going to be 1 inch, 1/2 inch on both side. So go ahead and connect from the top to the one, to the dart, to the 1/2 inch dart. Okay, so this is our back piece. So for this front, we are just going to be working on this. Just watch what I'm doing so you don't make mistake. Go ahead and cut this out, and I'm going to cut my cup out as well. Okay, just do exactly what I'm doing. This is what you should do, and this is what you should have. So guys, after I was done cutting, this is what it looks like. Here is our back and also our front. So we're going to be labeling this so we don't mix it up: the upper part, the side, and also the center front, so we don't mix this up. So it's good we label it. And I also go ahead and make sure I have two of these. Just have two of these, replicate this. Okay, so we are going to be having a slash and spread method for this, and went ahead to mark 1 inch. Okay, just go ahead and mark 1 inch and connect like so. Just cut it, connect like so. Okay, so I think this is okay for me, and ensure you label this, because after cutting this, it's going to be you, so we don't mix it up. So just go ahead and label it, then you're just going to cut through the lines. Just watch what I'm doing, guys. If you don't understand what I'm saying, you are just going to be cutting through the lines. Okay, just go ahead and cut this out. So I'm going to place this on a new fresh paper, on a new pattern paper, and I'm also going to be placing it. Remember, we're going to be placing it according to the numbers. So go ahead and mark this straight line, then you place it. Place the first one. And also, if you want this to be full, you can make it 1.5 inches, or you can make it one. I actually use 1.5, but please, if you are not using a light material, please don't make use of 1.5 inch, because I later trimmed from mine. Okay, so go ahead and use 1 inch to spread this. If you are using a very light material, then you can use 1.5. Or if you don't really want this to be full, okay, if you don't want this to be full, you can use 1 inch as the distance between them. So just go ahead and mark 1 inch or 1.5 inch. place it and make sure you are placing the numbers correctly. Okay, so we've placed the first one, the second one, the third one. Okay, then you go ahead and place the fourth one. Just go ahead and secure this with your pin. If you have a masking tape, you can make use of your masking tape, but I'm making use of my safety pin. So just go ahead and arrange this. Okay, arrange this on a new paper. Make sure the distance between them, they are the same. If you're using a thick material or not really thick, if your material is not really light, please do not make use of 1.5 inch. Make use of 1 inch as the distance, the spacing between them. So I'm just going to be adding half of an inch. Ensure you add half of an inch. Okay, just add half of an inch all the way around, just like you see me doing. Just make sure you add half of an inch because we are going to be cutting this out. Go ahead and mark half of an inch all the way around. So guys, just go ahead and also at the top, make sure you add half of an inch as well. Okay, just go ahead and add half of an inch, and I'm simply going to be cutting through this line. Please do not forget, if you are not using a light material, the distance between them should just be 1 inch. But if you want it really full though, you can make use of 1.5. So guys, this is what it looks like after I was done cutting. I'm also going to cover this dart. Okay, I don't want to stitch this, so just go ahead and cover this dart. Then you can secure with your safety pin or your masking tape. Go ahead and cut out this dart as well. You can use your safety pin, okay, or you use your masking tape. Just go ahead and cover it up just like you see me doing. So guys, this is it. This is what it looks like. We've joined this together. Here is the back and here is our front pattern. The next thing, we are going to be using this material. Like I said, this material is a crepe material and it's not really light, so I'm going to be transferring this to my fabric. Okay, I'll do that and show you what it looks like. Guys, after I was done cutting, this is what it looks like. I have two pieces and I also went to cut a facing for it. Okay, so I didn't make it a long facing, I just make it a short one. So if you want to double this, if you want it both the facing and the actual fabric to be the same, you can do that. But my material is already thick or it's not really light for me, so I didn't make use of, I made the facing to be smaller. So also just go ahead and add half of an inch at the top and also 1 inch for folding. You can actually cut a lining piece for this, but I'm not going to do that. Also, this is the back. Just go ahead and add 1 inch for the folding at the down part. Remember, we've already added seam allowance to this. So, and also for this sleeve is going to have an elastic, and the length of my sleeve is actually 23. So I went ahead to add 1 inch at the top and also 1 inch for the folding. So just go ahead and mark 1 inch from the top. Okay, so on fold I have 9 inch. So if you really want it fuller, you can make use of 10, 11 or 12. So we're going to be marking our armhole line. Just go ahead and pick the back pattern. Then you're just going to make a curve like this. Measure it. I have about 5 inch. Make sure that you have 5 inch, and you're going to be measuring from after the 1 inch that you just marked. Okay, so go ahead and cut this out. Just go ahead and cut this out. So this is what you should have. I have 4 pieces. This is actually 4 on fold. Then I went ahead to notch the center. And also for this down part, I'll go to my sewing machine. I'll go ahead and fold. Okay, I'll go ahead and fold, and also at the top part I'll also go ahead and fold in using half of an inch. At this down part I'll go ahead and fold as well, and also for the back I'll go ahead and fold. So for this, I'm just going to place my facing on it, right side facing each other, and you go ahead and stitch all the way. Just watch what I'm doing. Just go ahead and stitch like so. So I'll do that for the 2 piece. For the other side, place them right side facing each other and just go ahead and stitch all the way. You're going to stop there. So guys, after I was done stitching, I'm going to give it a good press. And also for this, I also went to fold the down part, okay? This is what you should have. I also went to use bias to turn the upper part of the back and also to fold the down part of this. So this is what you should have. Use your bias to cover this. And also here is our sleeve. I went ahead to stitch very tiny at the upper part, then the down part I folded 1 inch. I also created a channel in between, so you're going to be measuring from 5 inches from the down part, okay, because it's going to have an elastic channel. So just go ahead and mark 5 inch. I'm going to show you how I achieved it. What you are going to do, the upper part as well has an elastic. So what you do, you just go ahead and mark from that start line, just go ahead and mark 1 inch. I don't know if you can actually see the chalk. Okay, so just go ahead and mark 1 inch and connect with a straight ruler. So you're going to pick this. Just make sure you have like 1.5 inch strap of your fabric, just between 1 or 1.5. So you're just going to place it at the back of the line that you just marked. Sew it, then you fold it inside just like you see me doing. Okay, first of all, mark your line. After marking your line, then you place this like this, right side facing the wrong side. Okay, so you're just going to fold it inside. Note, you're going to be doing all of this at the wrong side of your fabric, not the right side. So this is what I did, and that was how I achieved that. It's going to be a channel where we would pass our elastic through. So you repeat the same thing to the second sleeve, so that it will be easy for us to pass our elastic through this channel. And also this actually has a rope. I went ahead to cut 1 inch and also folded it this way. It's going to be having a rope at the front to give it that ruch effect. So this is it. I have two pieces. This is, you can actually use your desired length. So the next thing I went ahead to do, I'm also going to be marking 1 inch because we're going to create a channel for this. So just go ahead and mark 1 inch, then you connect with your straight ruler just like you see me doing. So this is what you should have. Okay, so after this you're also going to make another line. So you're going to have two lines so that you can actually pass your rope through this spacing. So make sure the distance between these should be 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch, between 1/2 inch or 3/4. So it shouldn't be up to one. So you just go ahead and stitch on the lines that we just marked. So we are going to be having two stitch, okay, two lines. You repeat the same thing to the other one, to the second side, and make sure you are doing this on your lining piece or your, yes, not on the main face. So you're going to be doing this on the lining, the inside, instead the inside. So this is what you should have. Mark 1 inch from the start line, then give it a spacing of 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch, then go ahead and stitch this. So guys, after I was done stitching, I don't know if you can actually see this, but this is what I have. And also for this rope, I have one side that is actually enclosed and the other side is not. So you're going to use secure with your safety pin and pass it through the side that is actually enclosed. Okay, so go ahead and push it through this other side. So you might be wondering, how are you going to pass how are you going to pass this rope through the other side since it doesn't have an opening? So what you do, you're just going to take your scissors and just cut through from the wrong side. Just cut it tiny. Don't cut it on the stitch, okay? Just cut it at the side. Then you'll be able to pass your elastic through this. So this is not actually noticeable. You would hardly see this. So this is what you should have. We've been able to pull this out. So you repeat the same thing to the other second one. Then I'm just going to be securing with my safety pin the end of this, so that, yeah, you just go ahead and secure with your safety pin. So guys, this is what you should have. So I just try to pull this out and it's already giving us the look, and it's, I think I like it already. I went ahead to repeat the same thing to the second side. So this is what you should have. Okay, this is what you should have. So I'm going to make a gather stitch. Just go ahead and make a gather stitch all the way. Just go ahead and make a gather stitch with your machine. You'll do the same thing on the two piece. Go ahead and run a gather stitch. Okay, and also I've gone ahead to create my channel on the wrong side, so I'll be passing my elastic through these channels that we just created. So from the down part, just go ahead and pull push your elastic through the channels that we just created. So when you get to the end of this, you're going to pull it out and secure with your safety pin. Go ahead and secure with your safety pin. Okay, so this is what you should have. Then also pull it at the other side. So my round sleeve measurement for this is actually 8, so divided by 2 is 4, right? So what you do, you're just going to take your tape and measure without pulling this. So when you have 4 on the dot, yes, this is 4 and I'm okay with this. Just go ahead and secure with your pin, then you cut this out. Okay, cut it out, and also you repeat the same thing to the upper part. Go ahead and secure with your pin. Go ahead and pull it out. When you get to the to this end, you secure it with your pin. Okay, so for the upper arm, I'm going to be using 6, so just fold it into 2 without dragging. Make sure is you have 3. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Then you just go ahead and secure with your pin and cut this out. So I'll go to my sewing machine. I'm going to secure this. Just go ahead and stitch it so that the elastic will not pull out. And also I've gone ahead to run my gather stitch. So what you are just going to do, you have to be careful when doing this so that this thread doesn't cut out. So you're just going to be pulling out. Okay, just watch what I'm doing. Be careful when doing this. Okay, this is what you should have. Use Just be careful when doing this. Just gently pull this out, and this is what you should have. So you're just going to pick this and place it right side facing each other. Okay, just turn it over, place it the right side of your cup facing each other. So just go ahead and secure with your pin. So make sure that this actually goes around. Okay, so go ahead and secure with your pin. Then you go to your machine and stitch using 1/2 inch. You repeat the same thing to the other side. Okay, just go ahead and place it right side facing each other and secure with your safety pin. Then you're just going to st- secure it all the way around. Then you take it to your sewing machine and stitch using 1/2 inch. Okay, just go ahead, and after doing this, you're going to be pulling out the thread that you used to make the gathers. So guys, for this sleeve, I'll go ahead and stitch it using half of an inch or 1 inch, so that it should be my seam allowance. So after I was done stitching this is what it looks like. I love it already. This is what you should have. So guys, for my sleeve, I've gone ahead to stitch this. This is what you should have as well. So I'm just going to be placing the right side of the front and the back piece together. Just go ahead and place them right side facing each other, and I will impute my body measurement. Remember, we used 1/2 inch seam allowance. Go ahead and mark 1.5 on the waist and on the at the chest line. Then you connect with your straight ruler. You repeat the same thing to the other side. 1.5 inch seam allowance. Okay, so go ahead and connect just like you see me doing. And also you take it to your sewing machine and stitch on the line that we just marked. So stitch on the line that we just marked. The next thing we are going to do, you just go ahead and place your sleeve on this. Okay, you are going to stitch your sleeve to this, and also you go ahead and fix your zipper. And this is the end of this class. Okay, so guys, I actually love the outcome after I was done doing this. This was the outcome, and I love it so much. It came out so well. So please do not forget to subscribe to our channel. Kindly like and share this video. Give us a thumbs up. Okay, please do not forget to turn on your notification bell so you can get update from us whenever we post a new video. So guys, until I see you in my next video, bye.